Hiya, it's Owlet. I made a terrible mistake by watching the Doctor Who Christmas special this year. I don't usually watch finales, as some of my long-term viewers would know, and as a result I never saw 10 turn into 11, and I think ultimately I wish I had never seen 11 turn into 12, because that episode was a frightful mess. And if you're expecting me to find some good in that, I think you should press stop on this review right now, because it's just not gonna happen. I really felt like none of it was coherent. I think one newspaper wrote a review saying it was bright noises, bright colours and loud noises that are meant to entertain children, but just cause confusion. And I think that's pretty accurate. I didn't understand where the Christmas came in. I know the town was called Christmas, but it was about 2% Christmas, and everything else was just... I can't say that I cried, because I didn't. I grieved for 11 a long time ago, back in May I think, in The Name of the Doctor. That was when I realised that Matt was on the out, and that would be that. And in many ways I'm thankful that that was the episode that I said goodbye, because I don't feel like this episode did 11 justice. I don't feel like it did Matt Smith or Clara or Peter Capaldi or anyone justice. It was the usual finale problem of all of the enemies in one episode for no real apparent reason, doing no real damage other than destroying Christmas Town and it being actually on Trenzalore. We all knew the planet that was going to be Gallifrey. Why did Gallifrey need to know what the Doctor's name is? They would know it. It's in Gallifrey, on his crib. There was just so much. I can't really say in words. Basically, my main issue is that 9 regenerating into 10 was wonderfully simple and really heartfelt and honest. It was just 9 complimenting his companion, complimenting himself, and letting go. And while we did have that wonderful moment with 11 saying that it didn't matter who he became as long as he remembered who he had been, and that you were many people throughout your life, it was very much lost in everything else that was going on. I really didn't feel like there needed to be a flashback to everything 11 had done, including all the clothes on the TARDIS floor. I really didn't feel like Amy Pond and Amelia Pond needed to be there on this inside the TARDIS and coming down the stairs. And one of my friends said, oh, but you know, Amelia Pond was the first face and the last face he saw. That's great, but that's been done, and there was Clara there, and poor Clara was just pushed aside. And by having all those flashbacks, I really think you are removed from the moment and the romance, but mainly the moment, because you're no longer focusing on losing 11, you're just thinking about everything he's done. And I feel like a lot of Series 6 and a lot of Series 7 did that already. You know, kept digging up everything 11 had done, kept making in-episode references, kept bringing up the past. And it just didn't mean as much doing it the 100th time. And then to have him quickly like, then he's 12. Like, blink and you missed it. And before that you had him on a tower doing Guitar Hero hands. Like, as far as I was concerned, the 11 that I had known and loved was gone the moment the episode started. Walking around with the Dalek stalk and the Cyberman head, almost like talismans of some victory in battle, was very bizarre, and I felt like majority of the dialogue did not link up with 11 and did not link up with Clara. My biggest issue is, what the ever-loving heck was all that nakedness about? What was the point in them being naked, going to a naked church, if they were going to wear a hologram that the people of the church could see through? That's almost like disrespectful to the church in the first place. Also, there was no point in them being naked, since you didn't actually see them naked except for when the Doctor was in the TARDIS, and just being naked in the snow and in the church, it was all a bit icky and random and not very 11-ish, and Clara was uncomfortable and I was uncomfortable, and it was just and I just really didn't understand the point of that. So that didn't make me like it anymore. I mean, I just didn't get where they were coming from for most of that episode. And also, since when were the Silence priests? Like, where'd that come from? You had like one throwaway line, oh, the Silence is a priest. Also, if the Silences were Daleks at that point in time, would you have forgot that you saw them? Because they weren't actually Silence when the second time when they were walking through, they were Daleks pretending to be Silence. Or Daleks who had taken over the Silence. So, huh? Did just no one care anymore? Were they like drunk when they wrote this? I don't know. I just don't. It was the most un-Doctor Who Christmas special I've ever seen. And I just feel sad that there was not a better send-off. And really angry, basically. I have Martin Freeman levels of rage with how that went down, but I'm not going to waste any more of your time or my time talking about it in any great detail, because it is what it is, and I'm going to give the writers one episode to win me over with 12. I think Peter Capaldi will do a great job, and I don't feel like it's him who will bring the show down. I just feel like they've got one more chance before I switch off for a little while and then join the series again at a later point. If there is even going to be a later point, because they brought up that regeneration limit again, which was ridiculous, because in the Sarah Jane Adventures, 11 said that he had like 507 regenerations, and I just feel like it's never properly been discussed, and they're just making it up now. And people tell me not to overthink these episodes, but I think that if you have to switch off your brain to watch an episode, then there's something wrong with the writing. I'm not saying I can write a better episode, but I feel like there are hundreds of thousands of people on the internet who can, and I'd very much like it if the BBC would hire them, please, and save the show. So that's my 2 bobs worth, and I will see you all in the new year with new Sherlock. Toodles! In the spirit of Christmas, I will give you all a few things that I did like, because I very much enjoyed all the comments from the last video, and I think this is a way of saying thank you and also trying to find the good in something that was predominantly bad. And that's that I liked that 11 said that he had no plan, but he just says it because everyone loves it when he says that, and that he'll just talk very fast, hope something happens, and takes credit for it. I feel like the show kept making its own like self-depreciating humor, which I appreciated, but it also seemed to just highlight how much the show had come apart. I also liked that he was called a fatuous egotist, because that is so accurate that it hurts. It's about time someone noticed that the Doctor is very much egotistical and not just a good Samaritan. And my hair is in my face. And I did not, oh no wait, good things. It's gone. I tried. You got 2. That'll do. Toodles.